Hello, reader friends, and everyone else who decided to stop by. Welcome to the channel. Today's crisis is a reading slump. I have no idea how to get out of this reading slump. This is probably one of the worst reading slumps I've had, and I need help. So, before we get into the video, pause it for a second, go to the comments, let me know how the heck you get out of reading slumps because I don't know how to do that. And I'm not super confident that by the time I finish recording this video, that's gonna, have a solution. So before we get into it, please do let me know how you get out of reading slumps because, well, a girl needs help. I've got somewhat of a plan. First step is asking people how they get out of reading slumps. So I already asked you to comment down below, but I'm also asking other friends and on social media and whatnot. So we're gonna see what people recommend, and maybe I'll put some of those things, to the test during this video. But because I am a very impatient person, I want to record this video right now, and it's probably gonna take a while for people to actually tell me what they're doing because it's Monday and people are working and they have responsibilities. Anyway, I am going to try and figure out how to get out of this slump. So that's the first step, figuring out how to do it. Get advice from different places. Second step is choosing about, I was thinking 4 or 5 books and have people vote on either which ones I should read or what order I should try to read them. Now, I'm not expecting to do one of those videos where I sit down and read the entire book cover to cover in one sitting in a day, because you've seen me try that many times probably, and that's never successful. So we're not going to put that pressure. So my plan is to just find a book that I'm actually interested in and hooks me, and I don't feel like it's a burden to grab the book, I guess. So, and crazy thing about that is that even if I love a book, I will still have that feeling. So that is a whole different thing that I need to deal with. Okay, friends, please excuse any chaos that you see in the background. I am trying to clean up my disaster because I couldn't even see the floor. And I've been unhauling a lot of stuff, not just books, because this is insane and I need to not live in chaos. So I'm doing a lot of cleaning, a lot of donating and getting stuff out. So if you see random things like my Christmas pug thing that's just sitting there, there's just, no reason for it. It's just there. But here is my current physical TBR, which is not a lot. I've been definitely unhauling a lot of books. I had far too many, and I realized that I wanted to be more intentional with what I have so that I feel more inspired to read my physical TBR. Because I had a lot of noise, like a lot of books that I really didn't feel like I would ever get to. So I've been unhauling for months. But, we're hoping to get through a lot of this year. So let me show you a little bit of what I've got here. I pretty much already read the entirety of that shelf, except for tomorrow. So this might be an option that we could choose for this quote-unquote challenge that I'm doing. All of these I've already read. From here, I read this one only, I think. Oh, these two. So there's options there. We have, these. I've read this. I've read this one. Everything else I need to read. I read this. I don't remember anything about it. I'll be so for you. Yes, I still need to read Onyx Storm, but I'm waiting. Everything else, I read this one. I haven't read the rest. I've read all of Heartstopper. I read The Poppy War. I read The Silent Patient. I'm halfway through Crown of Midnight, but I had to make a stop because this is probably part of the reason why I'm in a slump. I've of course read most of the Inheritance games. I just have these two that I need to read, and then whatever comes out next. I've already read two of the books I've loved before, but I just started collecting this edition. This I found randomly at my used bookstore, and I decided to get it. And then I've read Assistant to the Villain. I haven't touched this series at all. And I've continued buying it, so I don't know what we're going to do about that. Of course, I need to read these two. And this is definitely one of the series that I actually want to continue, so I might go for Apprentice to a Villain. This one, I don't know if I'm in the mood for it at all right now, and I've actually wanted to read something in Spanish, so this might be an option, maybe, possibly, who knows. And then down here, we have basically one book that I've read. None of these I've read. The other shelf that I'm going to show you is, well, it used to be where I would put all of the books that I had completed and that were paperbacks, because this is a more narrow bookshelf, so it's more difficult to put bigger books. But now it's all mixed. Like, I have a read and unread book, so I'll walk you through that. I do have a lot of nonfiction on this one, but there's just like general stuff. It's not really organized. This is the little bookshelf that actually, fun fact, it used to be a CD storage thing that I think I got it for free or very cheap. And it has DIY shelves in it that I honestly don't know how they are holding, but they are there. So we have, Sherlock Holmes up there. We have a couple nonfictions here. I've pretty much read everything on this shelf except for these nonfiction ones, because they are more like reference books for me. And then I haven't read this one, but I'm not really in the mood for any of that. Then here we have the series that I've been trying to get through. I think I already read the first two, so I would go on to book 3. But again, I don't know if I'm really in the mood for that. From here, I had started Ninth House and I DNF'd it because I wasn't in the mood for it. So this is definitely a book that I would come back to. But I have also some books that I can reread. So The Sacred History is one of them. We Were Villains is one of them. And look at this edition. Come on. That is a phenomenal edition. So I could do a reread to see if that gets me out of the slump. So either of those are good options. I could read Electric Idol, which I haven't read. And I could also read Graveyard Shift, which is by the same author as If We Were Villains. But I don't know. It's a really short book. But I keep telling myself, oh yeah, it's a short book. I'll get through it really fast. And then I DNF them. So I've been doing that with library books a lot lately. I do have Emily Wells' Encyclopedia of Fairies, which could definitely be an option. And then I have like Frida McFadden. I already read Never Lie, so I have The Inmate. I've obviously already read B.K. Boris, and this is another book that I DNF'd that I actually want to give another chance to, but I don't know when I will be able to do that, because I don't know when I'll be in the mood for it. And then of course there's House of Hollow that has been here for a while, and I don't know. I think I've read everything else on that shelf. So I do have options. I can't say I don't have books to read. And I actually got some new books recently, so I should probably, oh my gosh, I should probably show you those as well. But then again, would I be cheating myself if I just go straight for the books that I just bought instead of, grabbing from the really long list that I already have? But hey, I'm just gonna show you. I got 3 books like 2 days ago because I had store credit at my local bookstore. And yes, my plushies are there. So I have the Pumpkin Spice Cafe. It's the Season to Fall in Love, which is probably not the book that I want to read right now. But look at this edition. It's so pretty. It was thrifted and it's so nice. And I am so grateful to the person who, donated that book. I have 4. Solely because it's the only book that I was missing from this series. And then I got Bunny, because I've heard this is an insane book. And that's probably something that I would actually like to read. And then I got some other stuff that are probably inside the books, actually. I got some postcards and stuff. But let me go and put those books on my shelf. Oh, since I have them. I'm just going to put these somewhere in here. I'm going to find a spot for Bunny. I'm going to find a spot for 4. But I am going to take this stuff out of here because I bought some stickers and stuff. And I just kind of put them inside. Well, the store actually put them inside the book. The Pumpkin Spice Cafe, which I said I was not going to read. I'm just going to put it here. This book, Witches, Sluts, Feminists, I don't even know how this ended up here. Because I definitely did not buy this. I think this was one of those random giveaways from Goodreads or something at some point. But it's a short book. This might be something that I could try. So I'm just going to start pulling books out and we'll see. This, for some reason. Let's see. I'm going to pull out Station 11 because of, the fact that I DNF'd it and then felt bad because I DNF'd it. So we're going to pull that out. We're going to put Graveyard Shift because so why not? We are going to pull out Ninth House. I think this is the theme that I'm going to go for. Ninth House, and then, of course, we're going to pull out Bunny. Oh my gosh. We're going to pull out Bunny. And then for the rereads, I am going to pull out Secret History and If We Were Villains. And there we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 books. You see, this is the problem. I say that I'm going to read or have like a TBR, and then I do this. And I overwhelm myself because I want to get through it instead of enjoy the books, I guess. Like, I do want to enjoy the books, but I feel like it turns into this mental race of let me finish this quickly so I can get to the next one. And that is what I'm trying to stop myself from doing. So, because I have more books here. Like, I want to pull out Calabasas. I want to pull out these two for the Inheritance games. I want to pull out from the Assistance of the Villain. I want to pull out from like this Ana Huang series. Like, there's a lot that I want to pull out. So I feel like maybe instead of pulling these out, I might have to do, I don't know. Let's continue pulling books out and then we'll put things back. Let's do it like that. So let me pull out Calabasas. Let me pull out, well, I'm just going to pull out the same backwards as 4 because I think that's the one that will go next in the series. Oh my gosh. And then I'm going to pull out, no. Let's pull out Princess to a Villain. Let's pull out the book in Spanish. And then Soul of the Deep because it's been there for a while. And then tomorrow. Okay, so recap of what we have. As rereads, The Sacred History, If We Were Villains. So these are rereads for annotating. These are the purposes of why I bought these. Why did I buy a really pretty edition to annotate? Well, because I'm planning to keep it. Like, this is something that I want to annotate and read and just have it be my own thing. Like, I need this book to evolve as I grow as a person. So I plan on reading it multiple times and keeping it, with me. So I think a smart thing to do in this case, since I'm trying to get a TBR, is since I have 2 options for rereading, choosing one. So I think I'm gonna go with If We Were Villains, and I am gonna put back The Secret History. Now, I did pull out Witches, Sluts, and Feminist, and then I also pulled out Graveyard Shift. Now, these two, the category is skinny books, thin books, or quick books. But I do feel like I'm more in the mood for Graveyard Shift than this one. So I'm going to go for Graveyard Shift, and I'm going to put this one back. We have Ninth House and Station 11, which aren't necessarily the same thing, but in my head they kind of are. I don't know. I've heard that Station 11 is also a whatchamacallit, like a dark academia or dark vibe kind of thing. I don't know. I don't actually know too much about it, but I know for sure this one is like fantasy dark academia vibes. Now the question is, do I want to go for the smaller one that should be easier, or do I want to go for this one that's actually a series and it's thicker? Like, my brain is calling me more towards Ninth House, but my realistic thought is Station 11. So I don't know. Let's revisit this later. I do feel like for some reason Tomorrow and Calabasas fall under my same mental category, even though they are different books. This is so hard because I love RF Kwan, but I think I want to leave RF Kwan one for when my friend reads it, and also I want to leave it for when I'm super, super in the mood, not when I'm trying to get out of a slump, because I would hate to DNF this. So I think tomorrow is the one that's gonna stay. Then I'm going to put the same backwards and forward and Soul of the Deep together for a reason. These have been in my TBR for a while. This one has been longer, but also I feel like they are series that I've already started. And even though they're really completely different topics, there's just something about the way that they are that make me feel, I can't really explain how my brain creates patterns of things, but for some reason these two make sense. But I am inclined to reading Soul of the Deep because it's been longer in my TBR and because it's a shorter book. So I'm gonna go for that one. I'm gonna put this one back in here. And then we have Por Verte Sonreír and Apprentice to the Villain. Is this the right book? Yeah. Now, again, we have one that's part of a series, one that is in Spanish. So there are different categories in my head. Now I'm realizing that I probably should have turned this into like an Instagram poll and then just have people choose. But we're gonna choose first. So I think I'm gonna go for Apprentice to a Villain because I actually had pulled this out a couple days ago. And then we will revisit that. So now we go back to these two. I think I'm gonna go for Station 11 solely because it's a standalone, I believe, and it's shorter, I think. So we're gonna do that. Okay, so we've narrowed it down to Bunny, Station 11, Apprentice to the Villain, Soul of the Deep, Gravejar Shift, If We Were Villain, and Tomorrow. Do I remember what most of these books are about? No. It's okay. It's fine. We're just gonna probably start a couple of them and see what actually hooks me. I definitely left it almost as I first complained that I had too many books. But yeah, we have 6. Right? I think if I counted correctly. Actually 7. Yeah, the amount of books stayed the same. 7 books. Okay, so we have 7 books here that are the option for my TBR. I don't know where to start, but we're gonna figure it out. So do I leave it up to chance or do I ask people what I should read or in what order should I read them?